On April 2, 2014, Vallarta Supermarkets opened a new branch of its Latin Market chain on Vineyard Avenue in Oxnard near locally owned businesses whose owners live in the adjacent community. The new store is the 44th installment to the chain and third in Ventura County. As a superstore, Vallarta sells a wide variety of items from fresh-cut meats, produce, alcohol, pastries, to paper plates, diabetic socks, and religious candles. The store also caters, cashes checks, and has its own restaurant and juice bar. Small business owners of the unincorporated census-designated town of Vallarta find themselves struggling to keep up with the megastore. Founded in 1875 and originally named New Jerusalem, Vallarta is home to over 7,000 residents, a majority of which are Mexican or of Latin American background. The average income of households is $50,273, and 13.6% of the population live below the poverty line, according to the 2010 United States Census. Vallarta's main highway is Vineyard Avenue, State Route 232. For this story, I enlisted the help of a translator and a reconnaissance man. The translator, seen on the left, is fluent in 4 languages and is a longtime business partner named Fabi. She has studied in both Italy and Spain and possesses the skills to get the job done, for good or for ill. For the recon, I would need the help of a man who could also act as a bodyguard, should I ruffle the wrong feathers. Built like a Batman villain and a master's of logistics, I had just come down from Sacramento, where he was working in the office of the governor. Also, I needed a means of transportation. A convertible, of course, so I borrowed a '97 Jeep Wrangler for the dirt sidewalks of El Rio from a man known as Rusty. Upon viewing Vallarta, first thing one notices is a large open space in which the store does business. Originally, the lot was occupied by a Home Depot before it moved a mile down the street approximately 10 years ago. The lot has been vacant ever since. As a result, Vallarta was able to divide parts of the store into little businesses. In addition to buying groceries and eating a burrito, one can have his or her watch fixed, buy a Holy Communion dress, or even outfit an entire soccer team. Walking around, one notices a large amount of employees moving around like a beehive. During a shift, customers can expect roughly 60 employees on hand to offer assistance. The store provides jobs for an estimated 250 workers, according to Vallarta employee Hector B. Most of the workers live right in our Rio, directly affecting the income and unemployment rate of the community. Vallarta is able to employ such a large number of individuals because of the enormous amount of traffic the store sees. This is in part due to the ads the store sends out. Customers from Santa Paula, Poanini, Ventura, Camarillo, and even Ojai come out to Oxnard just to shop at Vallarta because of the ads they were receiving in the mail. Betty of Ojai prefers Vallarta versus small businesses like the ones on Vineyard because of cheap prices, more variety, and she keeps getting coupons. You can't beat the prices, said Sonia Ventura. In some cases, just word of mouth was enough to bring customers into the store. Ventura resident Marcus came to Vallarta because his friend suggested he try it out. Ever since I first came in, I've been doing my shopping here. Customers report leaving their old grocery stores for Vallarta's prices and large variety. Dolores, seen here talking to my translator, lives in Santa Paula and used to shop at Tres Sierras, which is a large grocery store similar to Vallarta. She received coupons in the mail, and after witnessing the low prices, she has stopped shopping at Tres Sierras altogether. At Tres Sierras, I can fill less than half the cart for $250, but here I can fill the whole cart for $150. Some customers prefer the quality of products Vallarta has. The produce section seems to always be filled with customers raving about the items. In fact, almost everyone I spoke to said they shop at Vallarta for its produce. In addition to produce, customers like the prices and taste of Vallarta's bread and Mexican sweetbread, or pan dulce. Vallarta is selling 4 pieces of bread for $4, while Lupita's, one of the locally owned businesses on Vineyard, sells the same bread for 75 cents each. The quality of the bread seems to be better too. I don't like hard bread because I don't have teeth. Lupita's has hard bread, said an elderly man named Juan. I went into Lupita's to get their side of the story. Twice I went in and the manager wasn't there. After the third time I found her, a short, pudgy Mexican with small black eyes. I explained my situation and reason for being there. She replied, "No inglés." "No inglés," I answered. "I'll come back with someone who speaks Spanish." The threat of a translator scared the English out of her, and she told me she should talk to the owner, who wasn't there, whose whereabouts were unknown. Before Vallarta moved into the neighborhood seen in these pictures, a meeting was held at City Hall where all the businesses that ran up and down the piece of Vineyard Avenue that lies adjacent to our Rio were in attendance. A representative for Vallarta and his lawyer were also present. Vallarta got the right to begin construction to the new location with a 3-2 vote. It was here the city heard the business owners' cases. Such topics were brought up as too many stores on the street, owners' lack of ability to compete with a large grocery store, and the sensitive subject of a liquor license. In the same proximity that this whole scene is unfolding sits our Rio Elementary School. Though no longer operating as a school, but as a parking lot for school buses, the property and buildings are still owned by the Rio School District, according to Arturo Galindo, owner of Oxnard Market. Since the locally owned businesses in the area are so close to the school, they can't get a liquor license. Some have acquired an alcohol beverage license, but only after years of applying for one. However, just opened a month and a half ago, Vallarta already has an alcohol beverage license and is trying to get a liquor license. When asked if Vallarta would get its liquor license, owner of Central Market, Elias Assad, said they have more money, so yes. I would be remiss if I did not mention that our Rio Elementary School sits on the lot to the left of Vallarta and to the right since the Rio School District office buildings. Talk of Vallarta seems to get the small business owners into an emotional state. When I confronted Galindo of Oxnard Market regarding Vallarta, he was eager to tell me his story. Before we had good business, so of course Vallarta is hurting us, said Galindo, seen here bringing up a customer in his store. Galindo used to have 5 employees working for him, now he only has 3. He was present at the City Hall meeting and argued the liquor license case and how he doesn't have one. The city doesn't care about us, he said. The situation is a little more tragic for Assad and his Central Market. When I first barged into his store, he was nowhere to be found. I instead talked to one of the employees, who sternly told me, I suggest you leave right now. My recon man had a similar situation happen when an employee caught him price checking for me. What are you doing? Next time ask, barked the employee. Since the low-level workers were in no mood to talk to me, I went back later in the day and found Assad. He too didn't want me around asking questions, but I quickly flashed my press badge and assured him all I wanted to do was bring awareness to the subject. We talked as we rang up customers, having no extra help to pick up the slack. He used to have 10 employees working for him, now he only has 4. While customers were pushing me aside, slamming beers on the counter, redeeming winning lottery tickets, and asking for smokes, I noticed the wide array of liquor Assad had on the shelves behind them. This store has been here for 70 years, said Assad, long before laws like that existed. In other words, his business was grandfathered into a liquor license and had a clear advantage over his small-time competitors and even Vallarta. Should any of the other small businesses go out of business, his liquor license should keep him afloat. But that is not the case. How can I compete with them with only one product? Said Assad drearily, sitting here behind the counter. It is only a matter of time before Vallarta gets his liquor license. He tried advertising to his customers' demographic through radio, KMLA 103.7, a Spanish station, but his sales are still in decline. Directly across the street from Assad's market sits Colima's Ganasteria. Their situation seems to be a little better than Assad's, though not by much. During the first 2 weeks Vallarta opened, Colima's owner, Hector Castillo, saw a drastic decline in customers. Only now are they starting to come back. This he blames on everyone wanting to try the new thing. To keep up with Vallarta, he offers daily specials and gives customers who buy in bulk a discount. In addition to the occasional reduced price, he also attributes his sales to loyal customers and quality meat. He doesn't price match, however, because he loses money trying to compete with Vallarta's cheap, low-quality meat. The little sales he does has allowed him to keep his staff of 18. It would appear there's not much small businesses can do to act against Vallarta. If the city was going to listen to us, they would have listened to us a long time ago, said Castillo. They're not going to listen to you or to me. The owner of a 97-cent store that sits directly across the street from Vallarta has put his faith in Buddha. In the back of his empty shop sits a small shrine devoted to the deity. Once I started asking questions about Vallarta, he chased me out and refused to answer any questions. Unfortunately for him, I left my sunglasses in his store, so my recon man and I were forced to go back in and hunt for my glasses. He stood in the doorway blocking us. I told him I left my glasses in his store. He walked over to a basket of sunglasses and said in an accent, "You buy or leave." Yes, the newly opened Vallarta is a sensitive topic for the small business owners in the area indeed. It would appear that there is not much anyone can do about how Big Brother Vallarta is stomping on the little brothers. Vallarta hasn't even been open 2 months and already is just having an impact on the community. Well, I guess the only thing business owners in the area can do is keep fighting the good fight or close up shop and apply for a job at Vallarta's supermarkets. Alright, well, in summary, the only real challenge that I face coming up with the story is the whole multimedia aspect of it. I've been doing reporting. I know how to do reporting, so I've done it before, and that was easy, I guess. But just taking all these pictures and combining them and using this software and just making everything work, and I don't know, recording my voice because this one right here might be my 25th take. I don't know, but everything else was pretty much normal, I guess. Everything else was pretty much easy. If you can go back on the field and redo the reporting for your story, what amendments would you make? The only amendment that I would make would probably be taking better pictures and maybe going in a little more depth in the questions that I was asking the customers and the employees. There's maybe 8 other businesses that I didn't get a chance to go to, so it would have been nice to go to all of them and get a better feel of what exactly is going on. Though I feel the reporting that I did and the people that I talked to represents the community and all the businesses involved. Out of 3 mediums, the one I prefer the most would have to be print. I mean, it's straight to the point. You do your reporting, interviews, research, and then you write it all in some coherent manner. But if you broadcast online, it involves all of that and plus more. Broadcast, you have to write a script and make it conversational. You have to get up and present it and speak in front of a camera for a large audience. And online is just way too complicated for me. I rarely go on the internet, so anything that involves me going online and doing stuff is really a big hassle for me. But in summary, this whole project was actually very informative. I learned a lot, and I had a really good feel what it feels like to be covering real stories versus stories on Mopar. While I was out talking to the owners and the various businesses, you could really see that they didn't want to talk about Vallarta, and you could see the stress and the sadness in their faces when they were talking about it, because they know that they ain't going to be in business too much longer. There was one picture about that had a sod on Central Market, I believe, and you could see him like it was just right after I interviewed him, and I asked him if I could take a picture of him in the store, and he said all right. But in the picture you see him like facing away with his arm or his hand on the back of his neck, like he's thinking about everything that I said. Because I feel like my presence being there really set everything in motion and really hit him where it hurts, because nothing really shakes you awake like having the press come and report on your business and the future of it. So I really feel that me showing up there with a press badge and asking questions really shook him and everyone I spoke to. Let's see.